Hello again, everybody. I'm Snapper Lancaster, welcoming you to another edition of the Central Alabama High School Sports Show. Folks, we've got a great show lined up for you tonight. Two outstanding baseball coaches and their players, and we'll be visiting with them in a few moments. And you know, we start the opening every week talking about where the baseball teams are in the Birmingham area. Well, we're going to talk a little baseball, but I also want to fill you in. We got soccer boys and girls that are playing some great soccer here in the Birmingham-Jefferson County area. Class 7A has 5 teams from the Birmingham area in the top 10. Number 2, Vestavia. Number 3, Hoover. Number 5, Mountain Brook. Number 7, Spain Park. And number 8, Oak Mountain. And on the girls' side of it, number 2, Vestavia as well. Number 3, Spain Park. Number 4, Oak Mountain. Number 5, Hoover. And number 8, Hewitt-Trussville. All these are 7A teams here in the Birmingham area, boys and girls, that are ready to make a lot of noise in the playoffs. In Class 6A, boys, you've got Homewood, Pelham, and Chelsea. And for the girls, you've got John Carroll, Homewood again in second place. Chelsea and Gardendale round out the top 10 in the number 8 spot. And finally, in Class 4, 5A, number 1 is the Briarwood Christian Lions. So once again, great soccer being played by the boys and girls in here in the Birmingham-Jefferson County area. Now, baseball teams that are hot, the playoffs will be getting underway in the next week or 10 days. Class 7A, number 3 is Hoover. Hewitt, number 7. Vestavia, number 9. In Class 6A, you've got Homewood and Hueytown. And softball, in Class 6A, the Gardendale Rockets, the Lady Rockets, are number 1 in the state. So they hope to make some noise come tournament time as well. And that's what all these teams are doing now, is they're jockeying for position where they can make it into the playoffs. And so all of those area tournaments will be starting up in the next week or 10 days. We'll be following them and let you know how things are going. But tonight, 2 outstanding baseball coaches. We will talk with them in just a few moments. Till then, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. It's not a baseball, so I shouldn't have fumbled that.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. No, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
The next time you need electrical work, whether it be commercial or residential, you need to call Huffman Electrical Contractors. A company that's been in business for over 35 years. They've served clients not only locally in the Birmingham area and all over the state, but have clients outside the state of Alabama as well. Whether it's a new building or remodeling an older building or home, they can handle the job for you. Once again, that's Huffman Electrical Contractors. The number to call is 205-661-5005. That's 205-661-5005. We're at Huffman Electrical Contractors. A satisfied customer is always their number 1 objective.
Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven. A taste of heaven is always best. Now you know that you're blessed. Give your taste a whole new spin. Bring your friends and come on in. Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven.
And hello, folks. We're back. Remember, we talked about in the opening, we had 2 outstanding baseball coaches and some of their athletes. And the first coach, Shane Carnes, outstanding baseball coach at Mortimer, Jordan. Coach, good to see you. It's been a few years, hasn't it?
Yeah, glad to be back. I always enjoy coming on your show.
Well, I appreciate that, and we enjoy having you and your athletes. Having a pretty good year this year, 23-8, and overall 4-1 in the area, which means you're in a good position there to get into the playoffs. And Coach, heading into this year, usually teams have peaks and valleys. It looks like your guys have played pretty good baseball the whole year.
We've played pretty good for the majority of the year. We've had some points where we've struggled, some areas we've improved on throughout the year. Pitching has been really solid for us all year. Defensively, we've been up and down there, and you know, the bats were real slow to start with, like everybody, and as the season's gone, we've gotten better at swinging the bat, starting to score some runs. So playing some good baseball at this time of the year.
And I usually ask this first question. It's going to be your second one. Tell the folks that might be seeing you for the first time your background, how you ended up being the baseball coach there at Mortimer Jordan.
Well, I ended up playing baseball at UAB, and after that I had a chance to play a couple of years of minor league ball with the Phillies, and got out, came back, finished up my degree at UAB, and got a job teaching and coaching at Bragg Middle School in Gardendale, and went to Aniana High School for a year, and then made my way down to Mortimer Jordan, and I've been there the last 12 years.
Wow, I knew it had been a while, but it didn't seem like 12 years. And you got a couple of your players in this segment with us, brothers Dalton Hall and Garrett Hall. And Dalton, you're senior,
Yes, sir.
right? And pitcher, first baseman.
Yes, sir.
Which position you enjoy the most?
Oh, pitching.
Really? Okay. Well, I'm glad you said that because I got a question I want to ask you. Are you a finesse pitcher or a power pitcher? Don't be bashful.
If I were to ask me this a couple years ago, I would have said power pitcher. But as I've gotten older, I've turned into a little bit of both.
Well, good. I mean, and that's an advantage to you.
sir.
I mean, but the one thing I like about power pitchers, and I'll ask you the same question. You like to see somebody dig in on you because then you have a way of undigging them.
Yes, sir.
You don't mind throwing inside high and tight
Yes, sir.
and smiling about it, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, ain't nothing wrong with that. And Garrick, junior, outfielder, which position?
Left field.
Left field. Are you a better hitter or defender, or are you really good at both of them?
Pretty good at both of them.
Hey, that's all right. If sometimes we don't toot our own horn, it don't get tooted, does it? So that's okay.
He doesn't struggle for confidence, which is a
Well,
good thing.
let me tell you what, Coach. Inner confidence, doesn't matter if it shows or not, but if you've got it, that's a positive for your
That's right.
players, isn't it? And going into this year, Coach, it doesn't surprise you. It sounds like it really doesn't surprise you where you're at.
Well, we knew we had a good core of kids coming back. We've got 7 seniors this year, and all of them are very talented and good leaders for our team. And we knew that we'd be good on the mound. Our biggest question mark is how good were we going to be at the plate? Were we going to be able to score enough runs to avoid getting beat 3-2, 2-1, and things like that? But our guys, I think there's an expectation to win. I think we have created that through the years there. So when we step on the field, we don't talk about the team in the other dugout. We talk about playing the game, and we compete against ourselves a lot. And, that's really helps us be successful, because we're not focused on who we're playing. We're focused on us. And, the guys know I love them. We got a great group of kids and just enjoy being around them. And when they mess up, we let them know. And when they do something well, we let them know. So it's, it's been a good situation.
When you build your team, I think I know this, but from a high school perspective, probably the strongest link you would have is a really good pitching staff, right?
That's right.
For the simple reason, if the other team don't score much or any, you got good chances to win ball games.
That's right. And, like I said, we've done really well on the mound this year. We threw lots of strikes. We haven't walked a whole lot of guys, and we've put ourselves in a position to be successful by doing that. The games that we've gotten beat, a lot of times we beat ourselves. We've made errors defensively. We hadn't swung the bats as well, as we could have. And we've only had 2 or 3 games where we went out and give up a lot of runs. So I've been very proud of our team this year for competing, for getting after it. We don't get nervous when we get behind, and we've been behind several times this year. And we had one game this year we were down 8 runs going into the last inning, and came back and ended up winning the game. And that's the biggest thing for us is we just want to play to the last outs made, and these guys do that, and they compete. And like I said, I'm just very proud of them and everything they've accomplished so far this season.
When getting back to your players for a second, Dalton, and we'll start with you. I know that you guys are outstanding academically, because if you don't qualify and take care of them grades, you don't make it to the baseball diamond. I can tell from the record and the coaches talking about you that you're pretty good baseball players as an individual and as a team. Now, that's a lot of pressure there, right?
Yes, sir.
To succeed, be the best you can be, and I'm going to talk with the coach about this on a team peaking at the right time of the season in a few moments. But what I want to know from you, Dalton, there's got to be a way that you get away from the rigors of practice and then game day and the grades and the books. So you got to relax somehow. What do you do when you have a little bit of downtime to sort of relax and take the pressure off?
There's not much I do. If I do anything, I just lounge around the house.
And take advantage of some rest, or
Yes, sir.
you know, not
Most of the time, I'll find a game on TV and just watch the game on TV, learn from them, and see what we can do to make the team better.
Okay, well, that's sounds like a good political answer. That's really good. Derek, how about you? What do you do to unwind and all that pressure that Big Brother puts on you and the coach? And
Usually just go to the gym. I mean, it's not really a way to rest, but that's kind of
you sort of what do they call that? A gym rat? When you go in, you like to work out or play basketball a little bit or something like that?
Yes, sir.
I just always be careful during baseball season. Don't sprain an ankle playing pick up basketball. You know. Dalton, the beginning of the season, and of course you guys being a senior, how many years have you played on the varsity?
This is my 4th year.
Okay, so there's got to be somebody when you see that schedule you enjoy. Say, that's the team I'm looking forward to playing. Who would that be for you?
Gardendale.
Oh yeah, the neighbors from down the road. Okay, that sort of makes sense now. 5A now?
5A, yes,
and
sir.
Gardendale 6A, right? So you never have to worry about the areas kind of thing coming into play for y'all. So you can just go all out, because I guess a lot of you know each other.
Yes, sir.
and everything. Maybe go to church or gone to school, some together. So it's Gardendale. Garrett, how about you?
Gardendale as well.
Same thing. We won't brag. We want that bragging right special, right? Well, let me ask you, and Dalton, I'll start with you very quickly. Being a senior, do you know where you're going off to college next year?
I'm going to Wallace State in Hansville to play baseball.
Okay, you get a scholarship?
Yes, sir.
Hey, terrific. What kind of classes do you intend on taking? And let's say you don't make it to the major leagues, which it'd be great if you did. What do you think you might want to do one day?
As of classes, I'll take the standard classes there that they have there, and as far as after baseball or anything like that, I'm undecided. I haven't decided.
Well, let's just say you started working, and I'm making this up, at the mill, okay? Because nothing else worked out. In the back of your mind, could you see yourself ever wanting to be a teacher or maybe a baseball coach?
I've actually really thought about that before. You know, I like to be a coach and impact kids in the biggest way possible and get them to the next level to where I will hopefully be going.
Okay, well, all right. Now, Garrick, you got another year to deal with that situation, but down the road, have you ever thought about what you might like to do one day? Or
I want to do something related with numbers, like in the business field or financially, anything like that.
how about a teacher?
No, I don't like it.
That's not it. Okay. So you're going to be a volunteer coach after you made all that money with the numbers at the company, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, there's nothing wrong with that. Well, the guys want to ask you this question, and Dalton, we'll start with you. To this point in your young life, who's been the most inspirational person or persons?
Oh, probably my dad,
Okay.
for sure.
All right, good for you, Garrick.
Probably my dad as well.
So Dad pushes y'all to be the best you can be. Did Dad play baseball or something?
He did.
Generally, we want sons to be better than we were, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, now, Coach, we'll get back to you very quickly as we end the conversation. Outstanding season thus far, it looks like, barring a serious breakdown, you're going to make the playoffs. And talk about the aspect that what you expect is your team to peak at the right time.
Well, I think through the year and through the years that I've had these young men, we have developed a relationship. And I think with any coach, the relationship that you develop with your players helps carry you through the difficult times. Obviously, there are times that we're coming up to right now that are, we're going to have some tough pressure-packed situations. And, I think our team has gotten to the point to where we perform well in those pressure-packed situations. So we're looking forward for the chance to be in the playoffs. We're looking forward for a chance to make a good run right here. Certainly think we have the pitching staff to do it. We're going to need some timely hitting and good defense, and just not make mistakes and beat ourselves.
Well, Coach, I wish you all the luck in the world, and if everything goes well, maybe a state championship.
Yeah, that would be great.
And good luck to you guys. Folks, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, 3 more players that have been very instrumental in the outstanding season Mortimer Jordan has had thus far on the baseball diamond. We'll be right back. The next time you need electrical work, whether it be commercial or residential, you need to call Huffman Electrical Contractors. a company that's been in business for over 35 years. They've served clients not only locally in the Birmingham area and all over the state, but have clients outside the state of Alabama as well. Whether it's a new building or remodeling an older building or home, they can handle the job for you. Once again, that's Huffman Electrical Contractors. The number to call is 205-661-5005. That's 205-661-5005. Where at Huffman Electrical Contractors, a satisfied customer is always their number one objective.
At Andrew Sports Medicine, we partner with our patients, trying to help them overcome the obstacles that keep them from achieving their goals.
This practice aggressively pursues victory over injury, over pain, over limitation, over anything that's going to keep you from being the best you can be.
It starts with our non-surgical physicians who are trained in sports medicine and orthopedic injuries. We have specialists in sports medicine with shoulders, elbows, and knees. We have hip specialists that do only hip surgery, including arthroscopy, minimally invasive resurfacing, and total hip replacement if needed. We have joint replacement surgeons. We have spine surgeons. We have surgeons that specialize in foot and ankle surgery and in hand surgery. So just about all the specialties of orthopedics are covered at Andrew Sports Medicine.
What makes the great surgeons great is their volume of experience at making decisions, whether that's intraoperative decisions, post-operative decisions, pre-operative decisions, the decision to operate on somebody or not operate on them. And so our volume here breeds good decision making. That gives us an edge in terms of making decisions for our patients, which ultimately is a lot of times the difference between success and failure. The teams, the players, the parents have confidence in us because they know we're going to communicate with them. We're going to create a plan unique to that athlete or that person, and we're going to get them back to their thing and as quickly and as safely as we can.
At Andrew Sports Medicine, our mission is to partner with our patients and to help them succeed and achieve victory. Whether you're a weekend warrior, a grandparent with a shoulder problem, or a professional athlete, you get the same care, the same high-level technology, the same aggressiveness that we would in a professional athlete, and we treat everyone the same way. None of us like to lose. We're all very competitive, and we're not going to lose against their illness or their injury.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. No, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
And folks, welcome back. As you can see, I got three outstanding young athletes here. Sitting closest to me, Chase Batchelor, senior catcher, right? And then Joseph at Swan, and Joseph is a senior pitcher, correct? And then Will Allman, a senior outfield. All right, going into this season, Chase, being the catcher, what were your expectations for you and also for your teammates?
Based off last year and stuff, I really thought that we would have a pretty good year. And with me having the season I did last year, I expected to have an even better season this year.
So a lot of times, you had a lot of momentum coming off last year, but then you still got to go out and do it the next year, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Joseph, you being a pitcher, you a power pitcher, finesse, or?
I'm not totally power. I've got a little bit under me, but I like to try to do both.
And you keep people honest on the plate too? Doesn't bother you to throw inside?
No, I did it a lot last
When
year.
they come up out of that dirt, you're sort of smiling, right? But you don't want them to see it. Okay. And Will, outfielder, what position?
Right field.
Right field. Now, right field, you got to have a gun if you want to get somebody at third base. Are you able to do that all right?
I'm able to show off my cannon a little bit.
Well, that's good because it's, if you've got a cannon, you've earned respect. People will not try to take that extra base on you, right? Well, Chase, going into this year, did you visualize the team playing as well as it had? Because it looks like y'all haven't had much of a slump, that you played pretty steady all year.
Yes, sir. I feel like we were going to have a good year.
Now, being a catcher, that's a very important position to play because of the relationship with pitchers and handling the pitchers and everything. Do you enjoy the fact that it's one of those positions that's a lot's expected out of you?
Yes, sir. I for sure never get bored. You know, I'm involved every pitch, and that's why I like it so much.
Right. Well, that's good. Now Joseph, when you look at that schedule, like I asked some of your partners over there a while ago, teammates, who do you enjoy lining up against?
It's a hard one because I have a few teams that I want to beat. I would say it's a pretty close tie between Hayden, Springville, and Gardendale. But Gardendale definitely.
Yeah, well, now that's interesting because Springville is the one that's away from the other two. What is it about Springville that you enjoy? Do you know people there? Or?
It's just last year we went and we didn't take care of business, and they were a bit they were acting a bit out of character to us last year, and all we had to do was just go win one game last year, and we didn't get our job done. So I wanted to come out this year and get the job done this year so we can win the area.
Yeah, so it sort of left unfinished business taste in your mouth, right? Will, when you look at these major league players, there's a lot of outstanding players. If there was one that you would want to pattern your game after, who would it be?
Definitely Freddie Freeman.
Freddie Freeman. You like Freddie, huh? What do you guys think of this player that's got a little bit of talent, Bryce Harper?
He's good.
Let me tell you, I'm going to tell you something, and if this is wrong, well, then I'll have to stand behind it. But did you know that guy, he's in his contract year, and this is why you pay attention in baseball, okay? He could make a next 10-year contract $300 to $500 million. That wouldn't be a bad payday, would it? It's almost ungodly, isn't it? All right, guys, look. Now let's get away from the baseball diamond. I know athletes, and it don't matter what sport it is, are superstitious. And I don't know why we are, because the superstitions we have really don't have a whole lot to do with the way we really play. We may think it up here, but in the actuality, your talent is going to take you where you need to go. But having said that, of the superstitious bunch, and we'll start with you, Chase, do you have any superstitions or anything you have to do a certain way every time you play?
Yes, sir. I try to always do the same warm-up routine. You know, do my bands and stretch my legs real good, and long toss.
So you got it, yeah, but you got to get that stretching in, right?
Yes, sir.
Make sure everything's loose and you don't want to pull something right out of the gate. There's nothing wrong with that. Joseph, how about you?
Not really. I usually try to keep the superstitions away. I like to just try to do my own thing every game.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Will?
I wear, it might be 90 degrees outside, but I wear my long johns.
Really? Mm-hmm. Well, there ain't nothing wrong with that as long as it keeps you comfortable and you don't freeze in 99-degree weather, right? That's okay. But guys, and Chase, you're a senior as well. Where do you hope to go to school?
I got a baseball scholarship to go to Marion Military Institute.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. What do you hope to do one day? To stay in the military or get a degree in something else? Or?
I've thought about the military, but I don't think my parents are going to go for that, especially my mom. But I've thought about a nurse or maybe a teacher and coach too.
Yeah, so teaching and coaching might appeal to you in the right situation. Well, good. Joseph, how about you?
I'm going to be going to North Alabama, and I want to try to go into nursing school and then try to get my CRNA license after that.
Oh, okay. Okay, so maybe you'll leave baseball behind, right? All right. Will, how about you?
I'm attending the University of Alabama, and I'm looking for a business degree of some sorts. I'm not sure which one yet. And after college, take over my grandfather's family business, hopefully.
Okay, well, great. Well, now listen, all three of you guys are seniors. So, Will, tell me, what is the best thing you like about playing baseball and the worst thing about it?
The best thing, definitely the thrill of victory. Definitely.
We don't like the agony of defeat.
No, not at all.
Okay.
But the worst thing would probably be like forgetting a fungo or baseballs on the way to a baseball game and having to run warming up instead of throw.
So that happens when maybe we mentally make a mistake we shouldn't have made, right? Joseph, how about you?
Definitely the winning part. I like going out there and doing my job for my team. I like doing my part and getting the win for my guys. I like that part about baseball.
And what's the worst part?
Probably when I don't get the job done.
Yeah.
And I feel like I let my team down.
Oh,
That's probably
okay.
the worst part.
Okay, Chase, how about you?
Really the same two things as them, but for me, just being able to play it every day, you know.
Play something you love.
Yeah.
But
have
what's
that
the
passion.
part about it that, for lack of another word, turns you off?
Nothing really. I really do like baseball, but I guess losing.
Well, yeah. Well, losing can be a good gauge on trying to be the best you can be because you don't like that feeling. Well, guys, very last question, and we'll start with you, Chase. To this point in your young life, who's been the most inspirational person or persons?
My dad, for sure.
Okay, good. Joseph?
Definitely my dad. My dad has coached me my whole life in baseball, and he inspires me to do the best I can every day. And I can't be thankful enough for my dad.
Well, good for you. Will?
Really my whole family, because not one stands out more than the other, because they've all been so inspirational to me.
Well, guys, the record indicates you've had an outstanding season thus far. Now we're going to get it down to business as we get here near the playoffs. And I hope that each one of you guys feel this same way, that your best baseball is still ahead of you, okay? So good luck. I will tell you this, and this is extended to the coach and other players as well. Go out and win a championship. We'll have you back here to celebrate it, okay? But good luck to you, and nice to see you guys. Folks, we take a quick break. We come back, different coach, different players. Don't you go away. We'll be right back.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. No, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
$60. Love this guy. Okay, does it bother anybody else that the mime is talking? Freaky.
Bundle home and auto, and you could save $760.
That's 760 very good reasons to call Alan Gurdeau in Trussville today.
And welcome back, folks. And as you can tell, I've got an outstanding coach sitting beside me, Craig Lehman of the Shades Valley Mounties. Coach, good to have you with us. And as we start the interview, Coach, tell me a little bit about your background and what has led you to be the head baseball coach there.
Been virtually throughout the state. When the job came open 5 years ago, I had applied and always wanted to live in the Birmingham area. And got here and been here for 5 years and really enjoy it.
Wow, and it's been a while. Of course, I've had coaches from Shades Valley through the years because I've been doing this. This is my 20th year and just hadn't gotten around to you. Tell us about this year's team. Talk about, one, your expectations, and two, the strong suit of your team, whether it be pitching, offense, defense. Talk about that.
Sure. Well, the expectation going in was that we make the playoffs again. We did that last year for the first time in nearly 7 or 8 year absence. So the idea was to get in, and that's still our goal this year. One of our strong points this year has probably been our defense. Our defense has been pretty good. And offensively, when we score runs, we score runs. We scored 14 yesterday. So I'd say our defense and offense, when it's on, it's on. So.
Yeah, no. So what was that pitching staff? What kind of year have you had?
Pitching staff has been okay, some ups and downs. We've had some trouble sometimes throwing strikes, but again, when we locate and pitch to contact, we really do a good job. But I have some guys that, in regards to experience, we're a fairly young team in regards to guys that have been on varsity before, but they haven't necessarily played as much as the roles that they're in this year. So I think some of that is a little bit of growing pains when they're young, but we're definitely trying to put them in spots where they can be successful in the future.
Well, I tell you, Coach, one thing I know that every coach, I think this is the goal of their team, to be the best they can be, but the most important thing is in regards to what kind of season we've had. You're always looking for them to peak around playoff time, a week or two before. Does that look like that's happening for you this year?
Certainly. We've scored the most runs the last week or two, so we've certainly decided that this time of year is definitely a time to get hot offensively and score some runs. Hopefully that's the case. We have a big game tomorrow. Hopefully that is the case.
Well, now talking about your team, you are responsible for your schedule.
Yes.
And when you look at who you're going to put on that schedule, I know you'd like to schedule teams. You know you can't get around your area games.
Right.
But talk about your philosophy when it comes to scheduling the out of area. Do you want to play tough teams that really test your team? Do you want to schedule teams that you feel like, hey, we're on about the same level they are? And every once in a while, you want to put a team on the schedule that we ought to beat this team. Right. But talk about what goes in your mindset when you set to get that schedule besides your area games.
Yes, certainly with scheduling, it needs to be a mixture for sure. Right. And I think scheduling has been really changed the last 2 years since the game cuts. They've limited the amount of games we can actually play. So I think you go into it looking at, you divide it up into basically thirds. A third of the games that we should definitely win, third of the games that we should really compete, and then a third that are really challenging. I think if you play too easy of a schedule, you're not as challenged early in the season or possibly to see where you're at.
Right.
But if you play too hard of a schedule, you do need some wins built in per se.
Right.
But again, I think that scheduling is one of those things that every year it's different with personnel. Pitching wise, I think is a big thing with scheduling is who you're able to throw. And with the rules on that, it makes it a little bit difficult. But I like to think that we have a fair schedule. We try to play teams in and around our classification. And try to go for it as much as possible.
Well, I know I was an athlete. I played baseball in high school many years ago. And one thing about it, too, every once in a while, you want to be tested to see where you're at.
Sure.
And it doesn't. And are you one of these? And I've always been a proponent that there is such a thing as a good loss.
Sure, absolutely. Sometimes you do win more from losing than you do from winning. And that is very true. Sometimes you can learn from losing. So, and we've had our fair share of those in 5 years of Shades Valley. But I think in regards to the end result, it's made us tougher. It's made us better. So I definitely agree with that.
Now talking about your team, let's talk about the experience-wise. Is your team made up? Do you have quite a few seniors, or is there a pretty good mixture of seniors, juniors, sophomores? What is it made of?
It's a pretty good mixture. I do have 6 seniors, but not all the seniors have played consistently throughout the time that they've been at Shades Valley in regards to maybe some have transferred in, had to sit out because of rules like that. And then they haven't played in some of the big roles that they've been in this year, hitting in the 2-hole, hitting in the 3-hole, being the guy on the mound. So when we say experience, I think that we're talking necessarily about varsity game experience instead of classification. We also have been starting 2 sophomores on the field as well. So we've kind of had some of that mixture for sure. But I like our group. We have a strong junior class coming back for next year. So I definitely feel like we're strong in regards to having the parity per se.
Well, in the 5 years you've been there, Coach, have you seen your numbers pick up in as far as the number of young athletes coming out for the baseball team? Because I know a lot of times some schools have greater numbers for different sports, but baseball is one of what we call the big 3.
Right.
You know.
Sure.
And how is that from your standpoint? Have you seen good participation, good in the number of athletes coming out to compete for a position?
Yes, absolutely. When I first got to Shades Valley, there was no JV team at the time, and they had canceled the middle school at the time. So when I got there was only a varsity, and one of the first goals I had my first year was we're going to get some of these younger guys involved. We're going to get our middle school program involved. We're going to get our junior varsity back up and running, as that serves as kind of a farm system for your varsity. My first year there, we did that. The next year, the tryout numbers shot up to 60, 70 kids. So that's been a good thing for us to insert that younger program or those younger programs to get them as a feeder for the varsity. So absolutely, it's been a huge increase in the amount of numbers. Last year's playoff experience had several kids come up and show interest, and I'm a big guy in not only interest in high school baseball, but just interest in the sport itself.
Yeah, well, I know one thing that's very important is community involvement.
Sure.
Not only the backing of your administration and everything, but have you seen a lot of support there? People showing more interest in your baseball program because it sounds like you're wanting it more diversified, getting
Sure.
more young kids active. And so does the future look bright for you from that standpoint?
Sure, it does. It certainly does. We've developed a huge following in regards to our younger kids. So I think we're definitely looking at a bright future.
Last question, and this is one I think most coaches feel the same about, and I'm wondering where you are in your feelings. You want, though, your players peaking come close to playoff time. Does that look like that's happening for you?
I think so. We have a big game tomorrow night, but definitely think that's headed in the right direction.
Well, I tell you what, Coach, it's been a pleasure to talk with you. Glad that things are going well for you there at Shades Valley. I will tell you this, give you a little extra boost. You and your players get hot, and this time end up winning a title. We'll come back here and celebrate it, okay?
Awesome, thank you. Thank you for having
more
us.
than that, I wish you good luck in your program, and it sounds like it's growing in participation and interest, and that's what it's all about from your standpoint.
Sure.
Good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
We're going to take a quick break, folks. When we come back, some of the players that's had a very instrumental part in the success Shades Valley has had thus far this year. We'll be right back.
You know that you're blessed. Give your taste a whole new spin. Bring your friends and come on in. Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. No, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
The next time you need electrical work, whether it be commercial or residential, you need to call Huffman Electrical Contractors. A company that's been in business for over 35 years. They've served clients not only locally in the Birmingham area and all over the state, but have clients outside the state of Alabama as well. Whether it's a new building or remodeling an older building or home, they can handle the job for you. Once again, that's Huffman Electrical Contractors. The number to call is 205-661-5005. That's 205-661-5005. Where at Huffman Electrical Contractors, a satisfied customer is always their #1 objective. Folks, welcome back. As you can tell, I got 3 outstanding young athletes from the Shades Valley baseball team. Sitting closest to me, Caden Grider, a sophomore, and you are pitcher outfielder, right?
I'm pitcher infielder.
Infielder.
I usually play second or third.
Oh, okay. And we'll pronounce your last name. Is it
Bob's?
Bob's, just like it's spelled. Okay. A senior, and you're the first baseman.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then Javon Perry, a senior left fielder. Yes, all right, guys. Going into this year, now, first of all, just in the 10th grade, is this your second year varsity baseball?
This is my second year of varsity baseball.
Okay. Going into this season, Kate, well, which position you enjoy most, pitching or the outfield?
I enjoy playing in the infield the most.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I put you in the outfield once again. Okay, that happens. I'll have to remember that. Okay, so the pitching, are you a relief pitcher or are you a starter?
I usually come in relief, but
okay.
I have made a few starting appearances.
Okay, you got a pretty fast ball?
I just try to pitch to contact. I'm not looking to beat anyone with a fastball.
Oh, okay. Well, I was going to say, does it bother you to throw inside to get somebody off the plate?
I'm not opposed to it.
If it worked, we'd do it, wouldn't we? Will, and being a first baseman, how many years you been on the baseball team?
This is my 4th year on the team.
Really? Okay. Do you play any other sports?
I play football.
What position?
I played defensive end.
Really? Okay. Well, you're a good size. What's your strong suit? Is it the defense, or you got some pop in that bat?
Sometimes a little bit of both, depending on the day. But I enjoy being in the field, helping out my teammates, making them look better than them.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now, Javon, I saw that little smile on your face. Now, you're left fielder, right? You enjoy hitting or a better fielder?
I'd rather defense.
Really?
I'd rather defense.
Okay. Well, yeah, it's strange like that because baseball is no different than any other sport. Defense is important. If you got good pitching, don't have to be great, good pitching, because what's that old saying? The best ally a pitcher has is for you to pitch in such a way that guys hit it where your guys can field it. That's what they're out there for. But the good thing about defense, if they don't score much, you're in every ball game, right? Well, Caden, is there any team in the couple of years that you've played, pitcher and infield, are there teams that you look forward to, a certain team playing every year, that's the one that stands out to you when you say that schedule?
Well, our biggest rivalry is definitely Ramsey.
Really? Okay.
Yes,
and so you definitely want to do well against them. They must be an area team, are they? Yeah,
yes,
well, those are always important. Will, who do you enjoy looking at?
Ramsey as well. Also, our old area rivals, Pinson and Clay, those are always very competitive series, and we enjoy playing those teams as well.
Yeah, well, they're very athletic, and I know y'all are. Javon, you have any particular?
I look forward to the Leeds game because I transferred from Leeds.
Oh, really? Oh,
into
okay,
high
so they
school.
were on your schedule.
Yes, sir, and also the Ramsey game. My mom went to Ramsey. So.
Oh, okay, but when you saw the Leeds game, did y'all win?
Unfortunately, we didn't this year. But
well, that's okay, but you enjoyed competing against them, right? All right, guys, and we'll start with you, Caden. If there's a pitcher in the major leagues that you wish you could pitch like, who would it be? Who do you enjoy watching?
Does it have to be a current pitcher?
No.
I'd say Greg Maddux, just the way he was able to control the zone.
Absolutely.
He didn't throw too hard, but he knew how to control the zone, and he was dominant.
Well, he was one of these guys, he could hit the spots, right? And if you control that area, you control the hitters to a degree. Yeah, I don't blame you. Will, how about you? First base, who do you?
Probably my favorite first baseman all the time was Prince Fielder.
Really?
Yeah. I love his bat and his finesse as a hitter. When you needed a big hit, Prince Fielder was always there.
Yep, you're absolutely right. He was a good baseball player. Javon, how about you?
I look up to Yoenis Cespedes, left fielder for the Mets.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, you got to have somebody, And guys, one thing we're being athletes. I was an athlete one time, many moons ago, but I was there. And athlete, we're funny guys. We have superstitions or habits we think we need to do in order for us to be successful. The truth of the matter is, none of that's going to make us successful. What's going to make us successful is how we perform. But in our minds, we think that might help us out. Is there any, Caden, anything you do in particular, or is there any superstition that you might have?
I don't do many superstitions, but as a team, usually if we win in a certain jersey lineup, we will go back to it again for another game that's important, because
it feels like there's a little edge there, right?
Yes,
but really the edge is the performance you do in no matter what color jersey, correct?
Yes,
but I understand that. Will, how about you? You got any superstitions? Or?
Usually when we stretch and stuff, I don't tie my shoes until we finish stretching, which is just a little thing I've been doing since T-ball. So
yeah, there ain't nothing wrong with that when you're stretching, unless you trip over them shoestrings, and then we got a problem with that one. Okay, Javon, how about you?
I refuse to start a game without catching a ball behind my back, and Will would toss the ball up.
Oh, so he better toss it sort of right, or that trick may not come off, right?
I have to catch one.
All right, well, listen, guys, I know two things about you already. One, you're good in the classroom, because if you didn't qualify in the classroom, you'd never make it to the baseball diamond, right? And 2, I see you're pretty good athletes. And so you work hard on the field in practice and in ball games. So we got that out of the way. That's easy. Now here's the tough part. What do you guys do? And we'll start with you, Caden. What do you do to relax in the downtime that you have to take the pressure off of that classroom and the baseball diamond?
Sometimes I'll watch a good show on Netflix, you know, or maybe I'll go hang out with friends. That always helps get the stress
just sort of
off.
be a little laid back, right? How about you, Will?
I listen to music a lot. That's my passion outside of school. Recently, I got a chance to DJ a party for people. So.
Wow. And then, don't tell me, they said, hey man, you're a better DJ than you are first baseman. Oh, no. You didn't hear that, did you? Okay, well good. But you enjoyed it though.
Yes, sir.
That was nice if you like music. Javon, how about you?
I just like to sit back and play video games.
Really?
Just relax.
So when it comes to video games, not many of your teammates can beat you, right?
I don't want to say any names.
Oh, no, we wouldn't go that. We wouldn't go there. All right, guys. Well, to this young point in your lives, and we'll start with you, Caden. Who's been the most inspirational person or persons?
Oh, well, I'd like to say my parents, because they've taught me everything that I need to know to function in society, and that's pretty much it.
Well, good for you, Will.
It's probably my mom. She's a single parent. She's been doing everything for me my entire life, and she's probably my inspiration to just keep doing everything I'm doing.
Moms are always there for us, aren't they? Okay, Javon?
Also, my parents just taught me so many life lessons on and off the field. Always my biggest supporters.
Well, I tell you what, I said a little bit about this to the coach a minute ago, and I'm going to say the same thing to you guys. You played some pretty good baseball so far. You want to get hot at the right time, so I hope your best baseball is still ahead of you. Now, having said that, it's going to be a challenge to go out and maybe try to win a state title. That has a nice ring to it, doesn't it? Well, I tell you this, if y'all win a state title, go out and win one, we'll have you back up here and we'll celebrate it. And Coach, that's going to put a little pressure on you to put all the right buttons, you know. But guys, it's been awfully good to meet you. And you two young gentlemen that are seniors, good luck in whatever endeavors you have off to school and whatever you hope to do one day. And Caden, you're going to be around a couple of years. So hopefully we'll see you improve through those years. But now is what we're looking for. Good luck in the playoffs, and awfully good to have you visit with us, okay? And folks, we've had another outstanding show, 2 outstanding coaches, a number of outstanding athletes. We'll do the same thing next week. But then, you know what the snapper always says, bye.